Greetings, welcome to this guide on Tier 2 combat blessings in RuneScape 3 Leagues 2 Equilibrium. Combat blessings are power-ups in PvM and PvP, similar to combat masteries and demonic pacts in old school RuneScape leagues. As these were unlocked by completing certain combat league tasks, maybe this is how combat blessings are unlocked. God tier relics are unlocked at standard relic tiers 3 and 7. Each blessing and god tier relic is aligned to one of three gods, Zamorak, Guthix, or Saradomin. The alignment of chosen blessings influences the alignment of god tier relics. For example, Guthix plus Guthix plus Guthix equals Guthix. Guthix plus Saradomin plus Zamorak equals Guthix, but Zamorak plus Guthix equals Zamorak. You can determine this by assigning each combat blessing a value of 1 for Saradomin, 0 for Guthix, or -1 for Zamorak. Then add up the values. If the total is positive, then the god tier's relic's alignment is Saradomin. If the total is 0, the alignment is Guthix. If the total is negative, the alignment is Zamorak. Unlike areas and relics, combat blessing choices can be reset. Think respecking from old school RuneScape's demonic packs. Players get one free reset and can earn a limited number of additional resets. This provides some leeway in case of combat blessing regret. So you have 3 combat blessings, out of which you choose one, either Abyssal Cinders, Barkscales, or Striking Light. So let's start with Abyssal Cinders. Attacks that successfully hit deal bonus damage equal to 15% of ability damage and have a 5% chance to trigger the Inferno of Zamorak, which deals between 1x and 2x ability damage, inclusive to one target. Barkscales. Damage taken is reduced by 10% of worn equipment's total armor value. The 5th reduction triggers the Grasp of Guthix, which deals poison damage equal to 80 to 120% of ability damage in a 3x3 area around the opponent. The last one is Striking Light. Basic attack damage is increased by 40%, up to once every 95 seconds, so that's the cooldown. Basic attacks trigger the Light of Saradomin, which deals damage equal to 40 to 60% of ability damage, plus 250% of worn equipment's total armor value. Now let's analyze the blessings. Start with Abyssal Cinders. Abyssal Cinders is an offensive blessing focused on boosting ability damage. The optimum strategy for Abyssal Cinders is to maximize worn equipment's total accuracy value first, for example tier 90 plus accuracy, and then maximize worn equipment's total damage value without sacrificing accuracy, for example tier 80 plus damage. Abyssal Cinders is useful for single combat zones, so it works well with dual wields at bosses. Let's talk about Barkscales. Barkscales is both offensive and defensive blessing that boosts DPS and reduces damage taken. The optimal strategy for Barkscales is to maximize worn equipment's total armor value, for example, tier 90 plus armor. Barkscales is useful for multi-combat zones, so it works well with 2 H's on Slayer tasks, where targets are clustered together. Striking Light is an offensive blessing that boosts DPS. However, like Barkscales, the optimum strategy for Striking Light is to maximize worn equipment's total armor value. Hence, the blessing can be thought of as defensive too. Like Abyssal Cinders, Striking Light is useful for single combat zones, so it works well with dual wields at bosses. In conclusion, which blessing you choose depends on personal preference. Factors to consider are your playstyle, any synergy with areas and standard relics, and any preference for particular god tier relics. There's no one right choice. All 3 blessings boost DPS to some degree. veteran PVMers who are focused on maximizing DPS in single combat zones, such as bosses, in full manual combat mode, and PvPers may prefer Abyssal Cinders. The blessing is unaffected by tank armor's defense, freeing these players to use power armor for optimum DPS and hybrid armor for ease of switching combat styles. Novice and intermediate PVMers focused on maximizing survivability in Revolution and Legacy combat modes, as well as veteran PVMers focused on maximizing DPS in multi-combat zones in the full manual combat mode, may prefer Barkscales. The blessing makes players tankier, which enables camping at Slayer targets and bosses for longer. Novice and intermediate PVMers focused on maximizing DPS in single combat zones in the full manual combat mode may prefer striking light. The blessing encourages players to wear tank armor, so the lack of built-in damage reduction is less important. For other players, I would rank the blessings in order of how friendly they are for less experienced players, with Barkscales first, Striking Light second, and Abyssal Cinders third. If you're interested in more content like this, then be sure to let me know by subscribing, leaving a comment, or liking and sharing the video. Hitting the bell icon on the subscribe button helps you to stay up to date with my latest content. Thank you for watching, and see you in the next video.